I'm having a conversation with Zach last week, and I call Zach the spin doctor. And the reason I call him the spin doctor is when I'm in meetings with him, everything I ask him, I get this circle, 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 circle answer until I'm not really even sure what we're talking about by the time we're done with it, and I think it's intentional. So I called his hand on that last week after one of those stories, but it's consistent. And what I learned was that's consistent with Zach, with everyone. It's not just me asking hard questions and him giving me circular answers. So we started having a conversation around how often do you do this, because you're talking to customers. How often are you doing this with customers, and are you keeping them or losing them? Because he's a lovely person to talk to. He's a pleasant guy. He wants to make everybody happy. He's really sharp. So we started delving down into what's causing you to have a spin on every story. All I want is yes or no sometimes. Here's the things that we found out, and I see this with other people that I work with. One is, if I don't know the answer, I really don't want to tell you I don't know. So what I do is I start talking about other things. And sometimes when he's done that, again, I don't even remember what the question was in the first place, which I think is the goal for him. So I told him, if it's a yes-no answer, it's okay to say yes or no. You can follow it up, but start with that. The second thing I talked to him about is when you're having conversations with customers and you're doing that, do they cut it off? Because if they are, that means that you are more likely not to have that customer long term. So here's some things to work on. One is he found that he will spin this if he doesn't know the answer. And he doesn't want to not know an answer. So it's just this simple. And we see this across all kinds of employees. If you don't know the answer to something, it's fine to say, I don't know, but I'll get you that answer. Now, if every other comment that you make is, I don't know, but I'll get you the answer, that's a whole different problem. But just saying, I'm not really sure is okay, and it makes people feel much more comfortable and trust you more. But the key is you've got to get the answer to them. The other thing that we talked about with Zach was think in bullet points. Don't think in dissertations. So when I'm asking a question, and we practiced this, it actually worked. When I'm asking a question, think of what the bullet point would be to answer it. Pause and give me the bullet point. So he decided he was going to start working on that with some of his peers and his supervisor to see, does it work when I do these types of things? He's a very valued employee, but if that continues, his value diminishes to the organization and to his supervisor. So as a result, we're following up on a weekly basis to see, how do you feel about this? He's asking people to hold him accountable and stop him when he goes down rabbit holes and starts with the stream of consciousness discussions. But it took him to say, yes, that's an issue, and yes, I want to do something about it. The fixes are not that hard. Putting them in place is really difficult.